Hello, harvesters! This week we are again turning our attentions towards farming as we're discussing the parable of the sower and the seeds, which appears in several of the Gospels. And we're talking about planting and about soil in particular and what that means to let our hearts be good soil that's right for the Word of God to take root and sprout into wonderful spiritual fruit. Okay, that's a lot of words, but today we're making a couple of crafts that have to do with plants and flowers and, in a way, soil as well. So I'm going to show you two pretty basic, simple crafts that you can do. And I'm also going to give you a couple of suggestions of other ones that we're not going to walk completely through, but they're pretty simple and standard enough to understand. So the first thing that we're going to do is also pretty simple, and that's going to be a pot or a cup that you can actually create a little plant in. So what you're going to need for this is you have some options. If you happen to have or to be able to find at a decent price some little pots, these are great because the kids can actually make something they can take home and put in their windowsill and enjoy. Or maybe you have a little pail of some sort, or you can also do your basic old cup, or you can do a styrofoam cup, or a big cup, or a smaller cup, or any kind of cup, depending on how technical you want to get, and whether you want this to be more decorative or you actually want to try to grow something. I don't have much luck with growing stuff, but it's fun to experiment. So what you're going to do is pretty simple. You're going to start by decorating your apparatus. So let's say I'm using this fun little terracotta number. If you want to get painting, you could use some fingerprints and do some fingerprint painting. If you don't want to get that messy or you're limited on time and don't want to wait for things to dry, you can also just use your basic old stickers. And you can plop some stickers all over your little pot. You can draw on it. Now, these I would recommend Sharpies. We're going to see if it shows up. It kind of shows up with the basic marker. These are just paper markers, but I would recommend something more permanent like a Sharpie if you're wanting to write on it, and if you're using something like this or like this. In fact, even a styrofoam cup, you probably will be better off with a Sharpie. So you're going to decorate it. You're going to sticker it. You're going to have all kinds of fun. You're going to put a cute little verse on there. And then you're going to do the actual planting part of it. And happy little cup there. And that consists of, you will need some soil, and hopefully you don't drop it, and some sort of a seed. So you can use little lima beans, you can use actual flower seeds, or you can use a bulb if you want to get real fun with it. You can use a variety of seeds, but you're going to have the kids put their soil in first. So you're going to, now, one more thing. This has a little drainage hole at the bottom. So if you don't want your soil to fall out all over the place, you may want to be careful and put something underneath that to catch it. If you do want this to be a functional plant, you will want to keep that hole, don't plug it up, because that will allow some excess water to drain. But just be warned that you'll want something underneath so it doesn't just have the soil going everywhere. Put a little bit of soil, then put in whatever kind of bean or whatever it is you're planting, and then put a little more soil on top. And you can explain to kids as you're doing this the process of what a plant needs to grow. It needs good soil. It needs water, it needs sunlight, and as you take care of the plant, it will eventually grow and bloom. So just as in our Christian lives, we need prayer, we need the Word of God, we need to be open and receptive to having that work in our lives so that we can grow and blossom and bloom as well. And so after you've got your soil all nicely packed in there, you can let the kids give it a little drink of water, put some few drops of water in there. And again, if you want to keep it from getting dirt everywhere, you might want to seal this up in a Ziploc baggie or put something over it so you're not spreading dirt into church if you're going to service right after Sunday school. Or get it in your car or whatever. So put this in some sort of a little carrying something or other and encourage the kids to take it home, put it in the window, or if you're doing it at home, great. You don't even have to worry about the transportation. Stick her in the window, face some sun, give it some water, and there you go. You have your fun, happy plant. So that was craft number 1. Our next craft is going to be, again, pretty simple. And we're going to make some flowers. There's a few fun ways that you can enjoy making flowers. So I'm going to demonstrate a couple, and here's a few things that you might need. You can use coffee filters. You can use cupcake liners, bigger flowers, smaller flowers. You can use some tissue paper, and then for your stems, you can use some popsicle sticks, some pipe cleaners. You can have some pom-poms to go into the middle. If you want to turn this into a science lesson, you can even talk about the various parts of the flower, the stems, the leaves, the petals, all of that fun stuff. Go crazy. And so let's say you want to make your tissue paper flower. What we're going to do is we're going to kind of fold it accordion style. So we're going to go back and forth. So we're just going to fold the tissue paper over, flip it, fold it back over. You can do this bigger or smaller depending on how you want your flower to fan out and look. Fold it, flip it, fold it, flip it, fold it. Now you're going to pinch this little guy in the center, and maybe you're going to put a little pipe cleaner in the middle there, and perhaps you can even attach your pom-pom at this point as well. So you can wrap up your pom-pom with your pipe cleaner if you want to get fun and festive that way. And then you can kind of fold your little flower out this way. By the way, this is also a fun way to make a butterfly if you want to just leave it kind of like that. But if you want to be a flower, you're going to sort of fold it all the way out. And then at this point, you can opt to tape or staple or glue that if you want to get it nice and secure. And then you've got your flower, and so to the bottom of this, you could even, if you want it to be more rosy, you can pop it out like a little rose. And then you can wrap a wrap a pipe cleaner around this to be sort of stem-like. And then you can attach it to a stick. You could just leave it like this. You can attach it to a popsicle stick to make it a little more stable. Or, here's an extra fun one, you can attach it to a pen and turn it into a fun little flowery pen. In fact, this is a fun little Valentine's thing. If you put a chocolate treat in the center there, you can make it like a cutesy little rose with a chocolate with a pen, multi-purpose gift. So, here is your little flower with tissue paper. Now, if you would like to use the coffee filter, you have a couple of ways to do that. You can spread it out flat, let kids scribble all over it and draw. Use your marker creativity and fun genius there. And again, a couple of options here. You can just leave it as is and have your little colorful flower, or you can give it a couple of squirts of water with a spray bottle, and that will make these markers sort of do a tie-dye thing that will allow the markers to bleed around. And then as long as you don't use too much water, you'll just dry it out, and then you'll have your fun tie-dyed style coffee filter. Or if you don't have time to let it dry, just leave it as is. You can even plop a little cupcake liner in the middle of that bad boy to make it more of this flowerish effect. And if you want to have even more fun, this is starting to feel like the green grass grew all around. You're going to put a pom-pom in the center of that. And then, of course, once again, you can use your pipe cleaner. You can use your popsicle stick. You can attach it to whatever you like after it dries somewhat. You may need to let that little guy dry. And then you are free to have your garden just a la carte flowers, or if you wanted to put it in to a little cup, you could have a little cup or a little vase of flowers, or even stick some soil in there and you have your like fun, festive, decorative flower pot. So lots of fun options there for your flowers. Of course, as with anything, do it however you prefer. Make it fun and festive and creative. Now, I promised you one other idea, and I'm not going to demonstrate it because it's really pretty simple. But the other idea you can do with your fun seed story is you can make some seed art. So what you're going to do with that is you're going to take various kinds of seeds. You can use sunflower seeds, you can use popcorn kernels, you can even use some bird seeds or flower seeds or whatever various kind of seeds you want. Think Rose Parade floats covered with everything and anything. And you're going to have the kids draw a picture. Then they can put some glue on their picture and just sprinkle those seeds all over the glue and get fun and creative and let that dry and hang. Or one more little option is make a bird feeder. So take a pine cone, slather that bad boy with some peanut butter or something else that's going to be sticky and not toxic to birds. Sprinkle that with some seeds and hang it up for the birds to eat. It's a lot less about the soil, but it's still about the seeds. And really, a pine cone is technically a seed as well when you think of it. So you're still going very seedy with that one. So there's your 2.5, 2 3/4 craft options. I hope that you have a great time. Have a blast learning and crafting and using the wonderful creative gifts that God has given you and your children. Make some disciples, make some crafts. We'll see you next time.